Hello there guys, ready for some story time? Because I got a little story here about my travels here to Amsterdam, where I'm currently here in my hotel with lovely views of the canal, which I'll show you guys later on. But let's talk about my 28-hour travel day the other day, as I just got in last night. So 28 hours travel to Amsterdam. But you can take a non-stop flight from San Francisco to Amsterdam and it will take you around 11 to 12 hours. So why did I not choose to take a direct flight? Well, first off, you gotta look when traveling to Europe during the summer is the price. So the price to fly direct here was double or triple what it cost me to make this extra journey over to Istanbul, Turkey with Turkish Airlines, which I'll get into later on here in the video on my review on that. And then another choice I could have had instead of the direct flight was flying through London Heathrow Airport, which would have been a 2-hour layover, so around a 16-hour, 17-hour travel day, which is definitely much better than a 28-hour journey, which we'll get into later on. But currently at London Heathrow International Airport, they are having problems receiving your bags. They might receive them, but trying to get them to the correct carousel and to the right location has been pretty difficult for them this summer, where they had to limit the number of passengers passing through London Heathrow International Airport. So yes, there are different airports in London, but London Heathrow International Airport is going to be your most popular choice flying through London. And into Europe, you're most likely, if you're flying One World, which is American Airlines frequent flyer program that they use throughout the whole world, you're most likely going to be flying through London on British Airways to get to Europe. You can fly different airlines. You have Lufthansa, you have KLM that flies here to Amsterdam. But I use my One World British Airways status, so I would have flown through London. And on a cruise for 14 days, you do not want to be losing your bag and have the only clothes that are in your backpack, as I had one carry-on, which I was allowed. Taking into account those two choices, I had to come up with a different option. So first was to fly direct, which was going to cost me 2 to 3 times more than what my third choice, which I'll get into here in a second. Or 2, take British Airways into London and pray and hope my bags show up in Amsterdam. Or choice number 3, which I decided to choose, and I'm glad I did, just for safety reasons, making sure I had my stuff. Not that I don't trust the airport in Amsterdam. Amsterdam airport's amazing, and I definitely don't mind waiting a little bit to get my bags at Amsterdam, because I knew my bag was going to show up. If I went through London, I was not sure at all if my bag was going to show up. So I went with option number 3, which was to fly with Turkish Airways from San Francisco to Istanbul, Turkey. And then we had a little layover. It was supposed to be 2 hours, then it turned into 5 hours, which we'll get into later about that. But with Turkish Airlines, I knew my bag was going to show up. So getting to know airlines and how they personnel and the different airports. Istanbul International Airport, if you've never been there before, is one of the nicest and well-run airports that I know of in the world. So yes, Istanbul International Airport runs very well. So yes, Istanbul International Airport runs very well. They have amazing lounges there. The Turkish business lounge is amazing. Wasn't able to make it this time there because I was flying economy, but for the price and knowing that my bags were going to get there, I did not mind taking the extra time to make sure that I was ready in a couple days to go on this wonderful cruise that I'm going on the Norwegian Prima, as most of you guys already know, as I keep on talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. But yeah, I'm glad I went with that third option. Did take a little extra more time than I was expecting. It was originally supposed to be a 23 hour travel day from waking up, leaving my house, heading to the airport. So what should have been a 22-hour day turned into a 28-hour day, but hey, it's okay. Got here safely to Amsterdam, checked into this lovely hotel right here, and enjoying my time so far here in Amsterdam. And yeah, can't complain. Ready for Saturday to come. But a reviewer reached out and wanted to know my travel day information, so doing that, and they wanted to know about my trip over, and let's get into that. So I left on Tuesday, August 30th out of San Francisco International Airport around 1 p.m. But I do live a few hours away from the airport, so I catch an airporter to the airport, which takes about 2 hours to get to the airport from where I live, because they pick up different people in different locations. So went from the shuttle around 8 o'clock in the morning, got to the airport around 10. They had already had check-in ready for Turkish Airlines 3 hours before, so can't 4 hours. Yeah, I got there at 10 and I left at 2, 1. Days now are so confusing. So I left at 1 p.m. from San Francisco, so I was 3 hours early. No lines to check in. I was able to check my 2 bags, no problem. Free with the ticket, so can't complain about that. Security, I do have TSA pre-check. So going through international, there was about 3 or 4 flights going, so the general line took about 30 minutes and the TSA line was like 5 minutes, so can't complain about that. Once I got to the gate area, went to go grab some lunch at one of the sandwich places there, just grabbed a little turkey sandwich. Then it was time to board the trip over to Istanbul. We started boarding around 12:15, 12:20ish, and at 1 o'clock we were all aboard the plane heading over to Turkey, and left right on time. Around 1:10 we were pushing back, heading towards the runway, and then taking off at 1:20. So a little behind, 20 minutes, but hey, from pushing back to out of SFO during that time with the flight schedule, right on time to me. On board, the entertainment on the TV, they had live TV. So I was watching some of the soccer games that were going on in Europe, English Premier League. And then later on in the day, they were showing the tennis over in New York. So I was watching the US Open a lot on the flight over to Turkey. And then the movies on board were excellent as well. Forget the movie that I watched a couple of the comedy shows, like the normal Big Bang Theory and stuff like that, that they have on there. They do have some newer shows, but yeah. Around 2 hours into the flight, we got our first meal, which was a choice between salmon and pasta. I went for the salmon, which was very wonderful, juicy, tasty. I was actually really surprised for economy meal. International meals are usually really good to me, to be honest. But if you're flying domestic, and domestic carriers, they can be okay to decent. But Turkish Airlines, got to give it up to them for that salmon, which I'll show you guys here in the video. And then went to go sleep for about 2-3 hours, catch some nap, and then watch some more tennis, and then play a couple of the games on the tablet. They had a bowling game that I was really into. Sorry, something in my eye. And then yeah, just enjoyed the rest of the trip over to Istanbul. And then once we got to Istanbul, around local time there, it was 11:45. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, 11:45. We were supposed to arrive at 11:30, so just 15 minutes late into Istanbul. Since Turkish Airlines is the carrier for Turkey, it was really fast and easy to get into the gate. And then once you got to customs was a walk in the park. Did I even go through customs in Turkey? I really don't think I even went through custom in Turkey. Yeah, they never even checked any documentation since I was traveling on to Amsterdam. So yeah, no problem at all. Took about 10-15 minutes to walk to the main gate area, the main center of the airport, which I'll show you guys here in a bit. But yeah, Istanbul International Airport was really simple, to be honest. Walked right into the airport area, the lounge area, where all the duty free is. You can get they have 20-30 different restaurants. They have a food court. That place was bustling and packed, and it was so nice to see people traveling around the different parts of the world. Well, Istanbul is the meeting point for the Middle East and Europe, so you can basically go anywhere from Istanbul around that part of the world. So it was packed everywhere you would walk. People traveling, going to go wherever they're going in the world. But yeah, I went to go grab some snacks, went to go walk around, went to go do some plane spotting around there. And then it was time, it was almost time for our 2:30 flight. So I went around 1:45-ish to go to the gate. Because Istanbul International Airport, they don't give you your gate information till about 45 minutes to 50 minutes before your flight. So you won't really know where you're at until 45 minutes. So it's not like you can go sit at a gate that you already know. Like in the US, you know that you're leaving out of G5 or A3, A13. So here you had to look at the boards and see the TV screens to see where you were leaving from. So once we got to our gate, it was supposed to be D17, which was all the way at the end of the D gates, which is fine with me. I don't mind walking or going that far. So everybody's all gathered, ready to board the plane. The agents are there at the gate. Everything looks to be wonderful. And then for some reason, no announcement on why or what. At the end of the day, it must have been probably a plane having issues. They tell us to come back at 4 o'clock. Okay. I mean, to me, I don't really mind an hour and a half delay or whatever, but hey, it's okay. I'm already tired after this long journey over from San Francisco, so I'm just ready to get to the hotel and get some sleep. So once we finally get there on board, it's around 4:30 when they check us in and let us onto the plane. So we start leaving at 4:30, and we do make our way over to Amsterdam, which is a 3.5-hour flight. So I was already very tired and ready to get here to the hotel. But yeah, had another wonderful meal on the flight over. Did some more sleeping. For the meal, we had chicken or pasta. I went with the chicken. The chicken was decent. Wasn't as good as the salmon, but pretty good meal. The chicken. It needed a little juice. It's a little dry, but hey, you're on a plane, you're getting food, you're going to arrive into your new city at any moment, and you can go eat fresh food right there as you get off the plane or once you get to your hotel. So I got into Amsterdam around 7, so not too late, and then went downstairs to go wait for my 2 checked bags. 7:30 comes, 7:45 comes, nothing. No bags coming out yet. Took an hour to get bags coming out. Another 15 minutes to grab my 2 bags. So it's already 8:15. And then we get to take a lovely shuttle, the train, which only takes about 20 minutes to get down here to the central station, which I can't show you, but it's right there. Wow, there's a lot of bikes out. Welcome to Amsterdam. Lots of bikes. I love this place so much. Such a lovely city. So yes, that was my travel day. So sorry about that. So yes, it took 20 minutes to get down here to the Amsterdam Central Station, and my hotel is literally right across the street from the station. So easy little peasy travel day, as it seems. 28 hours to go on a lovely trip to Amsterdam for 3 days, and on Saturday board the lovely Norwegian Prima, which I'm really excited for. It actually gets here tomorrow afternoon, so can't wait to bring you guys along there as I go check out the Prima as it arrives here in Amsterdam. And later on I'll show you guys my hotel room, which I got a great room with a lovely view of the canal. And I cannot wait to show you guys. I might actually put a couple things in here before, so sorry if I repeat myself here and show you guys the view. But yeah, that's my journey over here to Amsterdam, from San Francisco to Istanbul to Amsterdam. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm not one of those YouTubers that tell you, oh, like my video, make sure you subscribe. That's another story for another day. But just want to tell you guys, no, my travel's here to Amsterdam, and can't wait to go explore the city later today. That video coming tomorrow on my day today here in Amsterdam.